Up the stairs, Jake still feels Gabby's eyes trailing behind him, her wanting to comment, wanting to speak, wanting to invade and neggle just for the sake of it. He knows she's like that. To make him feel bad, to make him feel worthless, to remind him of the practicality of her choices over his, despite her petty demeanor and childish habits. A testament to the false power talent and dedication have over whimsy and personality. But that's what happens when too much time is invested in skills and attributes that atrophy over time, Dad. Not like illustration. Rheumatism, sure, arthritis, unpredictable, but ultimately possible, and completely unavoidable, and barely treatable besides. Nothing that could really get in his way. Down the hall at the top of the stairs, the closed door of his study tells the story of how to approach Dad. Not at all. Mom on one side, with the endless laundry, and Dad on the other. Twin signposts pointing towards the same future. Dad's barricaded there in a room, behind a computer, behind a desk, behind a door, shielded in a home copy of a cubicle's partitioning, struggling to find himself outside of the context of others, which is impossible. Jake turns towards his room as his socks sound skiff across the tufted, ruggy carpet, and his socks plume up sparkles of resettled fibers. Skin. His body eclipses the bar of underdoor light, cutting to the space where his father sits motionless except for two hands. The cut of light is enough to snip his father's umbilicus of focus, where he is fed from his source of solitude. Jake. It has to be him. Who else makes such noise simply by existing and also being ambulatory? I'm scuffed too easily, Eddie thinks. Worn raw like knees on a polished floor. Sheared of skin and forced to take shelter in false fabric. I wear myself like a vest de-threaded, chaffed to bone, burnt and limp in a shrunken clump and left to desiccate. The children have done it to me, he thinks. The children and the muck-skinned days, their still-water hours and streams of silk-clotted minutes stretching out to the months and the years, as unbroken as the furthest stars are unknowable. The seconds sunk into the unclean pit of the universe where it chokes on its own untimely death. Nothing lives in the place where I'm found, he thinks. No, not thinks. Grieves. In the grief shelling his chest where there is nothing but a star cavity of nothing. There pathetic thumps of blood and cell waste pump the bilge that gasps along, wan and bluish through vessels to fattened muscles grown stilted from disuse. Time grows closer with each minute sat in the chair. The guts swell so full of venom it soaks through to the skin and makes him clammy and hard to touch. Closer the clock with each keystroke tap and natural sign hand-drawn on corrected sheets of sheet music. One hand on the fretboard, the other on the pen. I am the clef of unsounding music, he grieves, unwritten before it was forgotten, forgotten before it could be sung at the unsung hour of its birth, and never known that it could even be remembered. He sees it in my face, Jake does. They all do. And that's why they avoid me. That's why, Jake especially. As if his dad reminds him of a memory of errors he has yet to commit. As if he, the son, sees in his father's face his own future self wearing a skin of the same spite. That's why the shame drowns them, because I am its catalyst. Because the caveman instinct died with me. Protect and serve. Because Kate blames me, I know she does, for the years of the multiple max credit cards and poor planning, for the song and the spirit, not the lawnmower nor the fix-it, for being unable to compliment her lack of foresight and time when she was busy with the kids, for still, into my 40s, dreaming of dreams of a dreamful future that somehow survived the basest of pragmatism in its bile. But the dreams are also what killed me and made me into a vest. Frictioned to a nothing, unknotted before unspooling, scoured by the blame and the soundless invectives of the eyes and the unopened mouth next to me in the bed at night, saying, "Yes, yes, I'm fine, dear," before sighing herself into a sleep as dreamless as death. She whose prickly half-words deliberately poorly conceal a virulent resentment. She whose fear of the future, all futures to be precise, forced me to believe that anything but the basest of pragmatism is puerile foolishness. Out of what? Jealousy of even my desire to achieve beyond the bills and the street-sign school bus stop? She whose same snide lips and sneering eyelids preempted the chance to provide her with a reason to be blamed even before there was a reason? She who, even while disallowing the chance for me to try, cites the unattainment of the untried dreams as the non-reason to not try on dreams left untried? Time is unjointed, always unjointed, and equally unfit. She does the same thing to Jake despite his artistry, the same thing to Jenny despite the ACE scholarship program and Students for Students outreach group. Jenny the keystone, Jenny of many. And the same thing to Gabby despite the rock-solid career plan. Gabby, rock solid, a rock-solid black box. No idea what's inside, no sense of her innermost motivations, no idea of the gear work that clocks her and makes her legs spin or her neck turn. Nothing but the outward whirs of a hidden combustion, pressurizing her animal furnace, its hot-baked juice streaming hot from her pores and legs in summer and shining on her skin like silk lathered in moonlight. And so, survivalism and sperm eggs, more for the future, to make pristine the chain, to pass on the curse. Whales and daddy, watch me tumble in the grass. The dreamed of life. The brilliance of early love turned sour on the vine. The faces and necks turned slaps on the cheek. Support the nipple sucklers, not the dreams that could support them all. Tumble and fall, rock-a-bye baby, cradle and all, and out of the treetops down to drown in the mud with the little shoulder spurts that fall on tiny towels that look like bubbles, spat from faces, left mud gurgling, cradle and all. Watch them grow and recede from the stem, the years of effort rotted off like fruit flesh shed from a shriveled stone seed. That is why we know how they know we blame them. They reject us. So instead, take the conflict like a lover and treat it to all of you. That's my epithet, my 3 ones, easily read in the years to come on my zero balance headstone. If you reject love, then master wrath. Let it be your confidant, clutched like stuffed animals in cribs, who listen to all your whispers and accept each one. Let it spin like a mobile that dazzles the simple mind.